They left the hotel without saying a word. Behind them, warm yellow light spilled through the windows and onto the gravel path. Somewhere inside, dishes clinked softly. A radio murmured. Life continued. Unaware. Leo did not turn around. Nora adjusted the strap of her jacket and followed him down the narrow path that led away from the building. With every step, the air seemed to thin. Not colder exactly, just emptier. The gravel ended. Sand took its place, then grass. Tall blades brushed against their legs as they walked, whispering softly as if disturbed from sleep. The sound followed them, steady and patient. The manor was not visible yet. That bothered Leo more than if it had been. It should be here by now, he said quietly. Nora slowed, but didn't answer. Her eyes scanned the darkness ahead, the beam of her flashlight drifting across uneven ground and low branches. The trees leaned inward, their limbs tangled overhead, blocking what little starlight there was. The path narrowed. They hadn't planned this part. They hadn't planned much at all. Only the idea, only the curiosity, only the feeling that what they had seen from the beach earlier wasn't meant to be ignored. Then, without warning, the manor appeared. One moment there was only darkness between the trees. The next there was structure, stone, height, presence. It rose from the earth as if it had always been there, and the forest had simply chosen not to acknowledge it until now. Nora stopped. Leo did too. Up close, the building looked less ruined than he had expected. Weathered, yes, scarred by time, but intact in the way old things sometimes are when no one disturbs them. Windows stared outward, dark and unlit. Ivy clung to the walls like a second skin. The roof sagged slightly, but held. There's no fence, Nora said. Leo nodded. No barrier, no warning sign, no lock keeping them out. As if anyone who came this far had already made a decision. They crossed what might once have been a yard. The ground dipped and rose unevenly beneath their feet. Roots and stones shifted under the grass. Near the entrance, the air smelled different, damp, old, layered. The front door was closed. That unsettled Leo more than anything else. It was wooden, solid, darker than the surrounding stone. A brass handle caught the faint light of Nora's flashlight, dull, but intact. "Do you think it's locked?" she asked. "I don't know," Leo said. "I didn't think about that." He reached out, then stopped. The door felt like a boundary, not just between outside and inside, but between before and after. Nora's light trembled slightly. "Leo," she said, "if you don't want to." "I do," he replied too quickly. He turned the handle. The door resisted, then opened with a dry, reluctant sound. Not a creak, not a groan. Just movement. The smell came first. Stone, dust, something like extinguished candles. They stepped inside. The door did not close behind them. The entrance hall was wider than Leo expected. The ceiling rose high above, lost in shadow. Their footsteps echoed once, then seemed to sink into the floorboards. The flashlight beam traced peeling wallpaper, a cracked mirror, a coat rack leaning at an angle. Nothing moved, and yet, the silence did not feel empty. They moved deeper into the house, drawn forward by the simple fact that there was nowhere else to go but back. And neither of them was ready for that yet. 2 hallways branched away. Stairs rose at the far end, their banister dark with age. Nora stopped at the base. This place, it feels like it's waiting. He didn't argue. They chose the left hallway, not because it made sense, just because it felt quieter. The floorboards were uneven, some softened by rot, others stubbornly firm. Framed pictures lined the walls, landscapes and portraits too faded to make out faces. They were arranged carefully. Someone had cared. Halfway down the hall, Leo noticed the dust. It was disturbed. Footprints, not fresh, not sharp, but present enough to suggest recent movement, enough to suggest memory. Nora saw them too. They followed the marks into a room at the end of the corridor. The room was larger than the others, warmer somehow. The walls were paneled in dark wood. A tall window faced the sea, its glass clouded, but unbroken. Heavy curtains hung stiffly on either side. At the center of the room sat a leather sofa, old, cracked, sagging slightly in the middle, but unmistakably a place meant for sitting, for resting, for staying. Leo felt his chest tighten. The sofa faced inward, toward a low table and an empty fireplace. The arrangement was deliberate, intimate, as if someone had expected company. Nora took a step forward, then stopped. "Someone's been here," she whispered. Leo followed her gaze. On the arm of the sofa, beneath a thin layer of dust, was a clean mark, a handprint maybe, or the place where someone had brushed past recently enough to leave a trace. The air in the room felt heavier. Leo became aware of his breathing.